Hey, good morning. I'm a bit tired this Monday, and I think anybody would be if they'd spent the whole weekend painting about 1,200 pentagons, hexagons, and rectangles to achieve this lozenge pattern on my Gotha bomber build. I've got the upper surfaces of the lower wings and the top wing done now, and only 1,200 more little geometric shapes to paint for the bottom wings, the undersurfaces, I mean. And then I've got to deal with the fuselage and all the other places. And if you believe any of that, well, I have a bridge to sell you. So what really happened? Well, these, of course, are beautiful aftermarket decals from Aviatic made for the Gotha 5 bomber. And I do have the upper surfaces for the wings done. I will have to do, of course, the lower surfaces, undersides, and all of the fuselage. But that leads to where I am in pondering about next steps, because I have some issues which is leading to analysis paralysis. Not very uncommon for me, something that happens a lot, especially when I attempt to scratch build. Okay, so there are four different options for the fuselage. And with the ones that I'm chosen, which is the constellation pattern, they're the second one down from the top, the left side there, the right side. You'll note there are openings for windows in the cockpit area. This is the right side, and then there's a smaller, different shaped window opening on the left side. Now, what's the big deal, you say? Well, of course, the Aurora kit is actually, which is purportedly a Gotha G5, should really be called a Gotha G mishmash. And just to make a long story short, while a lot of it is fairly accurate in terms of size, there are no windows at all on either the starboard or the port side of this fuselage. And the question becomes, what do I do now? Because this is actually on white paper, so these openings are actually clear, transparent areas of the decal. And if I just put them on like that, the primer would show right through. Of course, if I had it as white primer, you'd have a white, a matching white rectangle there, and whatever that shape is on the port side. But I don't know if I want to do that. That would be a simple choice. And then the other idea might be, well, after you do that, do you dare go in there with a Scalpel X-Acto knife, cut out where the opening is, and put in some clear plastic or acetate? That wouldn't be overly difficult, although the cutting out part after the fact could be a little tricky. I haven't found it that way to be trimming Aviatic decals. So that's one option. One thing I found, because I have a spare here, is tracing in before the fact the opening, and then applying some primer or paint or something to mark it isn't that difficult at all. These shapes, of course, this is just a simple rectangle. It's not quite the same as here, but one can improvise. So the question becomes, do I actually go in and cut out the window shapes to match up with these openings? Do I just do I could actually put in spared transparencies or decals, transfers, I mean, to block up that opening and then paint in windows. And I noticed that windows vary plane to plane even among the same models. This is the Gotha 4, wing nut wings, or a Gotha 4, which shows, actually 2 windows on each side. Like that. I don't know if I even want to deal with that front one, which would require even more fiddling. So I'm rambling on here, but I've got analysis paralysis because I can't make up my mind which way I want to proceed. And I really have to decide that before I close up this fuselage, maybe decide to experiment on the spare. Well, that I could do in my, spare time, no pun intended. Or, certainly before I start adding the decals. Am I going to make my own shape, ignore it, cut in openings, put in acetate or some sort of transparent plastic, hope that it all matches up? Maybe I just shouldn't think about it and just focus on getting the decals on the undersides of these wings. Because by God, 1,200 shapes is a lot of lozenge decal to be painting. Anyway, there it is. These are the issues I have, and perhaps why I don't do that much scratch building. It's fun, but now I'm in a quandary as to which way I go. Window, paint, cut out, just ignore it, leave it like this, and cover up the opening on the decal. That's the easiest solution. What do you guys think? Thanks for watching.